Hi. The part of the presentation that I am going to be going over is who is affected by bullying, what is the anti-bullying campaign, history of the anti-bullying campaign, history of the bullying movement, and communication throughout the organization. So the first point that I'm going to hit is who is affected by bullying. And literally anybody can be affected by bullying no matter your age. So say you're either from age even 5 to say 65. Students, parents, teachers, grandparents, literally anybody can be affected by bullying, either by in school or cyberbullying, etc. So I have some facts here. According to the article titled Who is Affected and How Many Are at Risk for Bullying by Eunice Kennedy Shriver National Institute of Child Health and Human Development, a 2013 survey found that during the same school year, 7% of students reported being cyberbullied. And also according to Who is Affected and How Many Are at Risk for Bullying by Eunice Kennedy Shriver National Institute of Child Health and Human Development, 20% of U.S. students in grade 9 through 12 experienced bullying on school property within the last year. So next, I'm going to tell you about the anti-bullying campaign. And so Public Justice Anti-Bullying Campaign is designed to hold schools accountable when they fail to protect our children and our students, and to force them to take appropriate steps to respond to bullying, whether it be a suspension or making the kid go to a program for bullying. So now I'm going to take you through the history of the anti-bullying campaign, and I have put on here a timeline of the history, and it goes from 1999 all the way up to 2011. So the first incident that really started the anti-bullying campaign happened on April 20th of 1999. And what happened that year was the Columbine Massacre. And that is where two students who were bullied, they opened fire at their school, killing 12 students and one teacher. And unfortunately, after they have killed all those people, they ended up killing themselves. So this is really where the history of the anti-bullying campaign starts. So next, May 20th, 1999, Georgia was the first state to fight against bullying. So shortly after the massacre, Georgia becomes the first state to pass anti-bullying legislation. This meant that schools were required to actively participate in bullying prevention and bullying programs. While bullying has always been around, this was a huge step for the anti-bullying movement, since it was the first event that involved associating bullying with criminality. So next we have Stomp Out Bullying, which Stomp is a program, and this started January 1st of 2005. So Stomp Out Bullying program was created by Ross Ellis, and the major goal of the Stomp Out Bullying program is to effectively reduce bullying in its various forms, such as cyberbullying, sexting, and bullying in school, etc. The program also implements education to raise awareness in homophobia, racism, violence in school, and not only does this program devoted to prevention, but it is also devoted to care for the at-risk teens, peer mentoring, and public service announcements. So on August 1st of 2008, California passes the first law of the country against cyberbullying. So cyberbullying is where it is harassment online, and a lot of the times we'll call them a perpetrator, they do it anonymously, and so when you do it anonymously over line, it is really hard to find out who the actual person's identity is. And if it's a really serious case, some of the perpetrators will even bounce off different towers, so it's hard to locate where they are even coming from. So because technology has grown so fast up until this point, communication was made effortlessly. Consequently, bullying became effortless as well. Technology took off and took cyberbullying along with it, unfortunately. So now we have two events that took place in 2010. So one was where, let's see, it was the LGBTQ where this first started, that whole movement. And then also we have the Stop Bullying that took place on December 31st of 2010. So when that took place, bills were effectively enacted by state legislations. So these include consequences as low as education to high as criminal justice in regards to bullying to schools. There were 36 states now have consequences regarding cyberbullying. And these legislations often include district policies with their bullying. So next, we have the entire country is almost aboard this anti-bullying campaign. So this was what took place on April 1st of 2011. So there was 46 states who passed legislations involving anti-bullying. There are also some states that have not had legislation against bullying, and those are including Hawaii, Michigan, Montana, and South Dakota. So whether it involves mandatory education programs or direct discipline, this was also a huge step within the anti-bullying movement. So lastly, we have September 1st of 2011. This is where New Jersey cracks down. And this is according to the article titled History of the Anti-Bullying Campaign. No author on April 20th of 1999. New Jersey arguably passes one of the country's harshest bullying laws to date. In this law, all bullying cases must be reported to the state, and the state then releases a grade of each school based on bullying incidents, and schools must implement a policy to deal with all of the incidents. Witnesses to the bullying must also report cases, as they may also face legal action. So after the history of the campaign here, communication makes the anti-bullying movement or anti-bullying campaign succeed so well because they are spreading the message within the community and even within states, and it could even go worldwide. And so they are spreading the message within each organization and with each program, which are statewide, countrywide, worldwide. We communicate through students, teachers, parents, etc. to help stop the spread of the bullying. And the types of communication used for this organization is mainly social media platforms and different programs throughout the United States, which gets the message out to the public as well. And the information that is shared with the public moves the anti-bullying message further because it is making people more aware of bullying and how they can stop or prevent it. So lastly, according to Romeo Vitelli, a PhD, stated on January 27th of 2016, he states that children and adolescents become bullying targets for a wide variety of reasons through race, ethnic background, appearance, or sexual orientation, which appear to be the most common within bullying. So my final words, parents, school staff, and other adults in the community can help kids prevent bullying by talking about it, building a safe school environment, and creating a community-wide bullying prevention strategy.